Let's talk about Target. Over the weekend, preppies all over the world came together to go to Target with their collaboration deal with Vineyard Vines. I'm sure a lot of our listeners will probably recognize Vineyard Vines for the famous pink whale that's all over its branding. But Dan...
So before we get into the business of this... I'm not fashionable. Anyone who has seen me on the show knows I have a uniform. I'm either wearing this shirt or a long sleeve black shirt. I am not a fashion guy. Vineyard Vines is an Izod shirt, but instead of a lizard, it has a whale. What am I missing
it's
about
a pink whale?
I didn't even know that. What am I missing? Why is this popular?
So Vineyard Vines really got its start, and I believe the founder started it based off of being in Martha's Vineyard. So you've kind of got this, this Massachusetts vibe on the coast.
I'm from Massachusetts.
So it's really been able to build up its brand around this exclusivity. They are premium retailers. Generally, their clothing is not going to start any lower than $50.
It's very expensive. I bought some for my cousins.
Pretty expensive, even on their lower end. And so this collaboration deal with Target, Target has been doing a lot of these collaboration deals with a lot of these exclusive retailers, really trying to open up the market and also drive demand and foot traffic back into the store.
So let me take you through the business story for Target. Target a few years ago decided it needed to differentiate its merchandise. They've been launching, call it 12 to 20 owned and operated brands. So if you went to Target 3 years ago, they had a lot of merchandise that they didn't control. And now you go in and you're like, well, what's Goodfellow and Company? There's 3 different ladies' underwear brands that they have. And you're looking like, I've never heard of this brand. So to sort of drive interest and traffic to that, they've done some big ticket collaborations. They have a home and hearth line with Chip and Joanna Gaines. They have a cookware brand with Chrissy Teigen. And when I think cookware, I think supermodel Chrissy Teigen. But Vineyard Vines is an exclusive high-end brand, and they partnered with Target not so much on clothing, more on stuff. Do you want a beach towel with the big pink whale on it? Do you want a bandana with it?
Do you want a wagon?
Yeah, it was a lot of really weird merchandise, but this is sort of a cultish brand at a price point that was more of a Target price point, and I'm going to argue it was a misstep. It got Target a ton of attention, and that's great. You come to the store, you see all these other brands, you realize that they have a lot of great merchandise. Really, I feel they've stepped up their merchandise in areas like I would never have bought furniture from Target 3 years ago. I'd buy a desk from Target now. Their quality is dramatically better. You see all this, that's great. But what people did is they rushed the Target stores. They bought whatever they could and they put it on eBay. And that creates, in my opinion, a negative customer experience. They should have figured out how to manage this a little bit better, because you don't want people who are just walking in blindly scooping up whatever they got. They should have figured out how to make it a little less exclusive, if that's a fair way to say it.
I totally agree. I think by Sunday, maybe 9,500 items were actually being sold on eBay's website, sometimes 2-3 times the amount of what they bought it.
It's a tough position for Target to be in, because they also run the issue of so let's say they're selling that beach towel for $25 and a regular beach towel without the whale is $12. And it could sell on eBay for $150. Is Target going to charge you $125 for that beach towel without also creating ill will? But maybe the supply should have been more. Maybe the releases should have been staggered or somehow, done a little bit more secretively. It's a very smart play, and I'd love to see Target do more of this. But they have to make it so it's not Beanie Babies. They don't want people rushing the store, buying the Princess Diana Beanie Baby, storing it in their attic, and then realizing in 3 years it's not worth any money.
And so in 2015, for investors who have been watching and for shoppers, the Lilly Pulitzer collaboration was also a debacle. Literally had inventory sell out in store and in line, within, I think, minutes. Granted, I think they did a little bit better in terms of demand and inventory this go round, but you still had people who were pretty upset that stayed up till 3 a.m. on Saturday waiting for this collection to be released and weren't able to get it.
They could look to Black Friday tactics. Maybe you get a card and you're only allowed to buy one. Maybe there's a managed line. What you want to do if you're Target, and again, these are good problems to have. Their problem is they did a deal and everyone bought it. So this isn't a bad issue, but you might want to move to a system to make sure the most people possible get a chance to buy something. And we've seen at Black Friday, you get rain checks, there's a line, you get a color-coded bracelet, whatever it is. I don't think you want to see this stuff end up on eBay. Great for eBay, which is another company I like sometimes. But this could leave a bad taste in the regular Target customer's mouth. Like, wait a minute, like, I've never seen this guy shop here before. I shop here 3 times a week. Right. But again, these are just little nitpicky operational things.
Yeah, and so Target has collaborated, as I mentioned, with Lily Pulitzer, Alexander McQueen, and even Justin Timberlake's William Rast line at Target. So I do think strategically it makes a lot of sense to offer these limited time collections to really drive that exclusivity, drive some scarcity, and really have people excited about what's coming out in the stores. Overall, though, when you look at Target, fourth quarter comparable sales did grow 5.3% on traffic growth of 4.5%. And so I'll be looking. I know they're going to be reporting earnings, I believe, tomorrow, just to see how holistically, because, I mean, ultimately, these collections are not going to be pushing the needle that much. But what it is about is driving traffic into the store, getting people to put more items into their cart.